Hello, friends. Welcome to part 3 of 7 Steps Up. Over the next, it'll be 2 weeks, week and a half about, I'm going to be sharing, I've already shared the first one on change and then faith, but I'm going to be stepping in and sharing 7 different mini lessons on just self-development and growth and embracing being a work in progress. And this is my gift to help share just spreading my light and just the journey of coming out me in the last few years. And I keep saying this because it's true. We're really tough, and everybody went through a different level of tough or a different journey of tough, but we have been through a lot, and I feel it so firmly to my core, that faith part, that calling for me from God, that people get to come out this other side a better version of themselves with deeper purpose, with more passion, and just finding what lights them up. Because when we find what lights us up, we get to share that with the world, and blessings are to be shared. And if we're just dark and negative in a bad place, it's going to be really hard to share any of that light. So that is my mission. I have my upcoming mentorship, 7 weeks, Let Your Light Shine. It starts February 15th. There are still spots if you'd like to join. I would love to have you reach out, especially if you have questions. Just ask them. I will be so honest. This program is not for everybody. It's going to speak to and reach the people who are ready for this, because like anything, change, like I talked about, it takes discipline, it takes work, and it takes wanting it more than I want it for you. You've got to want it so deep inside for yourself. But I know this is going to be a life-changing program, and I'm so excited. But I wanted to share these general 7 different lessons because I know they'll reach people in a way that is meaningful, and someone needs to hear each and every one of them. So we went over change, lesson 1. Then I talked about faith and the importance of that in the last episode. And today I'm here to talk about foundations. So faith, foundations, and fellowship, which will be the next one, are the 3 facets, kind of the bottom rung of my program. That's what this program is built upon. That's the base. And foundations, why they're not warm and fuzzy, you can call them habits, you can call them daily disciplines, whatever you'd like. Foundations are vital to continue to grow forward and have that mental, I look at it as having that mental bandwidth to make decisions that are important. And when we have these foundations, we don't have to make as many of the little decisions that give you decision fatigue. I mean, anyone ever get to dinner at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and even if you have a house full of food, you can't decide what to eat because you're I cannot make one more decision. I can't tell you how many times I've been there. So at VFit, we have our 8 pillars of health, which we run a lot of our programs around. That's looking at your food, your exercise, your hydration, your sleep, your outside time, your self-care, your gratitude, and your connection. And those are amazing. That's an amazing foundation to have all of those pillars, making sure you're filling in to them as much as you can. But in this program, I'm taking it a little different direction, and I've come up with 7 different foundations that I feel are really just amazing way to start. A lot of them have to do with your morning routine. And I have a whole nother segment coming up next week on the power of a morning routine. But your brain is a sponge. And there's a lot of research being done on this right now too. When you sleep, you're filing away the day before, compartmentalizing it, processing it. And we wake up and our brain is like this sponge ready to reabsorb another day. And what happens to so many of us is we wake up and we just get right on technology and right to everything and everybody else, even a lot of times before we've said good morning to our own family, which then that just takes your whole energy away, and you just start kind of in that fight or flight mode with your day. So I'm building foundations into this program that majority of the 7 are built within the first couple hours of your day. And these are simple foundations, and I'll share some of them with you right now. That way, even if you're not doing the program, that you can have them. But journaling 5 minutes a day. You can do it in the morning, you can do it at night, you can do it both times. I find journaling in the morning just a beautiful process. It's really It was really hard for me years ago. I've been journaling now for about 3 years consistently, like meaning I really haven't missed a day. But I look back at my journals from years ago, and I mean, I struggled to write a paragraph. It's like, and that's okay. That's how we grow. So that's why I say start with 5 minutes a day. I'm going to help you with some prompts. I don't believe in my coaching style there's a one-size-fits-all approach for everybody. So the way I coach and mentor is like, here's the tools, here's the guidelines, here's a big, map, and you're going to find your own direction and what works for you. And that's how I work with my coaches. I believe there's not one thing that works for everybody. So you're going to work on journaling 5 minutes a day. You're going to get some movement into the first 2 hours of your day. That literally wakes up the chemicals in your body, your juices, gets your brain flowing. I'm talking 10 to 15 minutes. And if you don't get everything every day, you're doing your best. Throughout the day, you're going to listen to a podcast or some music that speaks to you, or listen or read a book. The more positive things. So if you're someone that's on the path of self-growth and self-development, you've got to flood your system with that stuff to override all that other noise outside. So like music is a gateway to your soul. It makes you feel good. Listen to a good podcast. And the reason I put all three of those is there's sometimes I'm craving a podcast. Sometimes I just want to listen to music. Sometimes I want to get lost in a book. So 15 minutes a day in there, move your body, journal, spend 5 minutes in faith. In spirit, I talked about this on the last episode, but just that quiet time. Maybe you're going outside, just 5 minutes of quiet time. I love to lay in bed and just kind of to pray and just to kind of set myself up mentally for the day. So spending those 5 minutes of quiet time. I have a couple on, I'm not going to share here because they're brand new to this program, and I'll share them after, but I have a couple other little things built in. This is all to add quality to your life, to just, again, live life on purpose and let that light shine. I believe in your day, kids need structure, even though they fight it, brushing their teeth, all that stuff. If you have kids, if they're out of structure and like routine, like they start to kind of go crazy too as adults. I know it's not always fun to have that foundation and discipline of like exercise, like what your morning routine is, but what it does allow a lot more fun in the rest of your life, because you're not overwhelmed. You're not just reacting. You're not just having to make decisions all day long. Like, you start your day on your terms. You spend some time with yourself, with your spirit, with God, with whatever it may be. You start to bring more positive influences into your brain, because your brain is a sponge, and what you feed it is what there's more on this to come, but I believe foundations are really, really important. So a big part of this program, and I'm going to map it out really simple, because I like simple. I have 3 kids. I'm running a business. I've got a lot going on. Like, my systems are simple, and we're going to have just this guideline to follow. Each day, you did it or you didn't. There's no bad dad jail around here if something didn't happen. As long as you're trying, you're winning in my book. And there's one weekly activity we'll be doing, and then we'll be meeting once a week for a 90-minute session workshop together. I'll talk more about that in the next session when I talk about fellowship and the importance of community and coaches and who you're surrounded by. But I just want you to hear the message that, like, habits, foundations, whatever you want to call it, as not fun as they kind of sound, they're vital to creating stability in your life, to not being just so reactive and on edge. And again, feeling like everything's happening to you. It's giving you some control. It's giving you some power back. It's giving you like a light, because when you fill up on that stuff, you're all of a sudden, you listen to a good song, right? You're happy, or your kids are singing along with you. So I love this part of the program. I hope you take some of those tips into your own life. And I'm excited. I'll come back with more on fellowship on Friday. And then I've got 4 more coming. I've got these all mapped out, some good topics. And I'd love your feedback if you've been watching or have any questions. So have a great day, my friends. I'm grateful for you all. Bye.